Hi guys, how are you doing? Today we have an episode of Daddy Freeze and Yella, and I'm going to be bringing Yella up live, and we're going to be talking about something quite important. How are you doing? Let me see if Yella has been trying to reach me. Okay, have a few people trying to reach me. The hawker has been found. Yes, yes, yes. And a public video has been released. Miss Lillian Cooks. Let me see that. Hello, you all. How are you doing? Question is, do couples need to have similar interests?
Hello.
Hello, Miss Lillian. Can we see your face, please?
Yeah, I'm just going to let me see. Not too. Oh my goodness, it's bright.
How are you
Good
doing?
evening.
So
I'm
real
all
quick,
right. How are you?
I saw your comment.
Oh, I started you off then. Yeah.
So tell me, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I think the simple answer is no. You don't have to have the same interest, but you have to have some understanding of the other person, you know? So I don't think some people like football. I personally don't, but would I date somebody that likes football? Absolutely yes, because I'm understanding. There is fun when you don't have the same interest. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be, everybody has the same
For me,
interest.
no, I will never be in a serious relationship with someone that likes football. Football will just rob us off our whole weekend.
Well, it depends. Some people are very addictive to football.
Someone that is passionate about football.
Well,
Never.
no, you know what? I know people that actually go from country to country to go and watch football.
That's on another level.
But that's fine
Never.
though, because when you come home, I just feel couples can have different interests. You don't have to breathe down each other's throats, you know? You don't have to like always be in the same place. There's beauty sometimes when you love different things. You can discuss, you know, different things. So yeah, that's me though. Some people might not agree with me, but
we have to go live.
looks like
come quickly. It's running late.
Are you still there, Daddy Freeze?
Yes, I'm right here. I can hear you clearly.
Oh, got it. Okay, because it looked like you went off. So yeah, like I said, for me, I'm one of those type of people that you can be married, but you should have different interests.
Listen to what this buffoon that his father did not raise well is saying. If you are a man and you don't like football, sorry, you are a woman or a gay. When your parents were raising you, did they teach you to be stupid like them?
So
if your parents are stupid, must you inherit their stupidity?
A lot of them.
You see, your parents had PhD in stupidity.
I'm not surprised.
Must you have professorship in stupidity? Must you win the Nobel Peace Prize in buffoonery? How you go come my life, come talk this kind of nonsense? Like say your mama no raise you. Anyway, then you don't look like who they raised. The poultry your parents were raising, the chicken turned up better than you.
You said poultry.
Let me block the guy. Someone that does not have sense. Come out for my life. Or shewing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I know many guys that don't like football. What's his name? Pastor Toby Adegboyega, for instance, has no interest. I have zero. I would rather watch a wall dry.
No, I mean, I could be sitting there and you could be watching it and I could be on my phone. It doesn't matter. I don't have to like football.
Let me tell you, it was the day you decide that you want to go somewhere, you say, no, we have football that day. Even my show on Nigerian for football scatters it. Any day they have match
Yeah,
like this, we'll have to move the show
that,
to
that's
11 o'clock.
I, yeah, I just think I'm not one of those people that likes to be tied to a guy. Like, I want you to do your thing. I want to do my own thing. And then when we come to discuss, we have a lot to talk about. Tell me about your day. I'll tell you about my interest. It doesn't have to be the same. I'll just simply say no, like I said before. So the answer is no. And yeah, do your thing. I do my thing. It's just me. That's me. I'm not though. I don't like guys that breathe down my throat, and I wouldn't breathe down guys' throat. I'm that kind of person.
But there are some
Some
people
people like,
who genuinely like me, for instance. When I'm in a relationship, I like doing everything with the person I'm in a relationship with. I
yeah,
I
there are
find
people
it
like that.
easier for me.
As a relationship, there's people like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. They like to
Yeah.
do things together.
So when you like doing
all
things together and they
time.
now bring a horrible interest like football, damn.
Oh, why football? You seem to be very, very against this football
I don't
thing.
like it at all. From when I was a child,
Really?
let me tell you, Nigeria is playing football now. I don't know who is playing.
Yeah.
I don't watch matches. I can't be
Mm.
bothered. I'll rather watch a wall, as in paint a wall, and let it be drying. I'll be watching that instead of football. It makes more
Mm-hmm.
sense. Me, I'm more of a
I mean,
car guy, a motorcycle guy, and I've noticed one thing. Most guys that are
mm.
into cars and motorcycles are not
Let me
really
change
into
my light
football.
source. Yeah, go on. Sorry. I want to. That light is too bright for me.
You
I
know?
hate light.
Anyway, my
Yeah.
darling, thank you so much for joining us. Do
No,
take care of
thank you for
yourself
having me, Daddy.
and
It's
have a
nice to see
very
you
lovely
again.
weekend.
You too. Take care.
Miss
Take care.
Lillian, what do
Take
you
me off.
cook?
I'm not sure. How do I go off?
I'll help you go off, but before you go
Oh,
off,
cool.
what do you cook?
Sorry?
What do you cook? Your hand is miss.
Oh, everything. Everything and everything. I follow Taste Buds as
All right,
well.
one of these
So
days
yeah,
we'll have
she's
a cooking
amazing.
session. Take care.
All right, have a good evening. Take care.
All right, Yella. Wow, somebody's looking smart at this time of the night.
I've been up waiting for you since.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's your mom's fault. You know, once your mom goes live, the whole house shuts down. All right. So this was your topic, by the way. This is Yella's topic, and it's quite a deep topic because it's something people her age. Yella is going to be 20 this year, so I'm sure she's already thinking of maybe in the next 15 years being in a relationship.
What?
Okay, maybe like 12 years from now, you'll be in a serious relationship, and then yeah, we'll be thinking of marriage. So by like 17, 20 years from now, you'll be in your husband's house, those kind of things.
Supposed to get married this year.
Eh? You're supposed to get married which year?
This year.
You are who? This year fire.
How many people get married? Me and my babe.
Don't worry. Anyway, you raised this issue, and
No, it's to be another issue because I don't know why I can't get married now.
you can't get married now. You have to finish school. At least finish school first, and then you can go and marry. Only you will. Anytime you marry, you come run back to me and say, and you told me, oh, don't worry, marry next year, sir. Just finish school. That year, as you are finishing school, 3
Why
weeks
can't
later,
I get
marry.
married? Well, do you know what I want for my marriage?
What do you want for your marriage?
To get married and not have kids for 3 years.
When you enter you see, let me tell you what sweets me about marriage. People go there with expectations. I want this, I want that. You will enter 6 months later, your head will clear. Marriage, they don't advise anybody. Only you go walk inside. You go see CB. I don't want to have kids yet. I want to tour the world. I want to do.
That just dating. I mean, I don't want to have kids as soon as we get married. I want it to just be. I want a few years of just me and you, no kids. I don't understand that thing. You guys always get married and then 6 months later the baby's pregnant and I'm like, how? Why? Like,
don't worry. As it should be, you will enter it. When you enter it, you will see. Don't worry. That one, they know they tell people. Somebody said 2 months. Your eye will clear. Marriage, you will realize that it's just not the two of you inside the marriage. Your mother will talk.
You guys realize that it's actually just the two of us. Then all of you will calm down. You have to realize that it's only me that's getting married.
Should be that 15 years will come. I'm checking time
15
for.
years. Like, so
Okay.
five.
Anyway, we don't have too much
Some
time.
people not
We
really
don't
getting
have
married
too
at 30.
much time. Tell us what your take is regarding compatibility.
I feel like it's important for the two parties to have similar interests. So they have something they bond over. But at the same time, I think that it's also just as important for them to have interests that differ.
Hmm.
Like, like to me, it makes the whole thing, the whole dynamic more interesting when you guys aren't exactly the same people and you could actually introduce them to something else. Like the whole process of them learning what your interest is would actually be really interesting for the both of you. Like that's what I think.
Let me give you an example. Your mom loves cooking and cooking things, and her whole world revolves around cooking. I don't mind
Yeah.
cooking and cooking stuff, but my world does not revolve around cooking. You won't just see me going out to a cooking show. I love planes and cars and things like that. Once in a while, I've dragged you people down to car shows before. Your mom doesn't like planes at all, or she just can't get the hang of it. She's like, okay, that's your forte, but she can still tolerate cars. Her own interests are clothes and fashion, and I think you got that from her. But that cooking is the dominant interest. Even when your mother is not cooking, her brain is cooking what she will cook. So I understand that. Yes, we have a lot of things in common, but there are always those things where we differ. But I thank God we don't have.
But
Say that again.
things in common like what?
Quite a lot of things in common. We like
But
TV.
now it's
We like movies. We like series. I
same
did
kind of
like
movie,
series. What?
same kind of movies.
Ish. No. We
Just like
like.
his of movies,
What did you say?
history and things that have to do with history.
I love those. And she loves those
Yeah,
too. It's very easy. Now, she loves romantic movies. I can tolerate
and
them.
you
But
like Terminator Genesis.
like what was that movie that she nearly died over? That one with the Bridgerton. I could barely tolerate it. I was like, okay, it's gonna be. I slept 70% of Bridgerton.
I got irritated at some point.
But your mother found it so. Gosh, this is. But our normal movies. I like movies that have a theme, and then inside the theme there's romance. I don't like movies that the whole theme is romance.
Mm.
Now I like series like action series like that one with the professor. What's it called? Where they were trying to rob a bank.
Money Heist.
Money Heist. Yes, I like those. And we always, you see, we have one or two. Now there's some like Anne with an E. I thought it was nice. I loved it. It was sweet and cool. But then your mother wants to watch it a second time. No, my love,
No,
no.
and the Game of Thrones. Someone said Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones, yes. Game of Thrones was a family affair. We all liked Game of Thrones. We all liked Game of Thrones. As in, there was a time when what happened, they were not showing it on TV yet. So we'll watch it on the old computer. I'll manage and download it from some. Game of Thrones was, and it's a pity how it ended. They just twisted it towards the end and carried it into the bush.
That night.
What did you say? Say that again.
Everybody was not angry that night.
Oh, everybody was angry. Everybody was angry. It was like Nigeria lost the World Cup. It was annoying. But I understand where you're coming from. A bit of similarities. You see, first of all, I like the fact that your mom, for instance, is not a party person. I've been in a relationship with somebody that every Saturday there must be a wedding. If there's no wedding, they will look for. If the wedding does not exist, they will create it. They will find two people to, hey, don't you want to marry? You two, and you people marry each other so we can do party for you people on Saturday. You understand? And I'm glad your mom is not like that, because that I can't take. My younger sister, one of my younger sisters, can go out in the morning and attend 15 functions back to back, back to back. I'm not like that. I can do one function, then I have to come home and chill and recharge. Then some people are outdoor, outside people. I'm glad your
We
mom is
outside.
not like that, and I'm
We
not like that
outside.
too. By virtue of my job, I have to be out at some certain places for some, but I don't. I'm not outside in the. There are some people you call them. Hey, I'm at this function. From this function, I'm going to this function. From that function, I'm going to this place. Then I'm going to this party. I'm going. Is a bit much for people like me. When I was younger, I could deal with it just because I had to be there. I'll struggle and wear the cloth and show up and smile, take picture, and then I leave. Then even clubbing, let me tell you, if when I was younger, I never enjoyed clubbing until I had a car. So if I go to a club, I'll get bored within an hour. So I'll now go to the next club. That whole changing of scenario, meeting new people, I'll be there for another hour. So within 4 or 5 hours, I'll have gone to 3 or 4 clubs. Now, if the music is nice and the company is nice, I can do 3 hours. But 3 hours in a club, I'm done. As in, it'll be like, I just want to get out of here. I just want to get out of here and go home. Your mom is worse. Your mom cannot do 1 hour in a club. She'll start getting bored. And when are we going home? And by the time she asks you the first one, are we going home? Just know that if you don't answer her within the next 1 hour, you are going to fight home. So you better just start making plans. You remember one Olamide show we all went to watch, and we're
Yes.
all having fun, and your mom just said, I want to go home.
Yes.
Do you remember? You guys were heartbroken. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So is Daddy Freeze and Yella? Someone said 1 hour, I'm out. Can't deal. Me too. Me too. Don't you guys sleep in Nigeria? No, we don't.
Have similar interests, or do you think they can be complete opposites to attract?
Now, there are some things that there's no textbook for. I can speak for myself. I cannot be in a relationship with somebody I am completely opposite from. I don't, those people that do it, I don't know how they do it. Me, I cannot do it. You are too young, so let's take phone calls.
I'm too young to do what?
You've not had the experience. You've not been. Listen,
Oh,
for you to talk, you have to have been in a relationship. By relationship, I mean a proper relationship, not this. He held my hand. We hugged. I mean proper relationships. I don't believe you've been
it
in
doesn't
any proper relationship. Just
what
shut
if
up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. You're not been in any proper relationship. Just say yes and let's move to the phone
it
calls.
doesn't mean that it's not a proper relationship. And
Don't break my
actually,
heart now. You say something now, I'll fall down now. They'll come and give me
I
CPR.
think it ended because someone drilled it into my mind that you're too young. Now this used to be a topic that you're too young to understand what love is. Now you guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. My last relationship, I had a relationship, and it ended because the boy told me that he loved me, and I was like, no, you don't. We are young, and you don't know what love is. Do you understand? I didn't really think about whether I loved him or not. I didn't even want to process it. I was just like, I'm 16. I don't know what love is. I probably don't love you. You probably don't love me. So why are you telling me that you love me if you don't? I didn't see it as, oh, he's trying to just lie to me and get something from me. He can't be lying to me all the way from England. What do you want to collect from me from England? So I was just like, you're a kid. You don't know what you're saying. Do you
Somebody
understand?
just say,
And
read
before
what
you know it,
Captain is saying. Read what Captain is saying. Read what he's saying.
the boy wants to knock. Why are people doing this?
Thank you,
Why are
Captain.
people
Thank you. A 16-year-old boy that is in
so
love. That's what he
about
wants.
things?
Captain has
Not
answered
about
it.
things. No, daddy, don't do this. Because you met that boy. That's not what you people said. You guys agree that this boy is a good boy. You guys don't think, you guys
He
do
was a
things
good boy,
like
but he
that.
did not tell us he loved you. Now, I just told us he wanted to carry you for prom.
No. Daddy, I've told you this story before now. Daddy, why are you doing that
I jam
now?
on. I jam on. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's call other people before we cast ourselves. Let's call other people.
Stop, wait, something. Wait, now can I tell you something else? You
Yes.
see, everybody here is he just want knack, he just want knack, he just want knack. You can't keep feeding your children these things. Like, look at what I did. Just look at what I did. I literally terminated a whole thing just because you told me that you loved me.
But
That
we
shouldn't
tried
be
you still don't understand how hard it is to raise you people. We try. What will we say? Somebody is telling you at 16 that they love. We felt you were too young to know what love was. At 16, 16 was too young now. Okay, guys,
You
judge
can't-
the matter. Wait, let them judge us. Guys,
Look, now
judge us.
first love, right? Boyfriend and girlfriend, that's first love. Do you remember when I asked you, when you said something about, I don't know, maybe we got into a whole family argument, and then you asked, do I love you? As in, do I love my father? Now, I also do not even understand that, because I don't know if I love you or if I feel obligated to do these things for you. Do you understand? I could, like, when I think back at it, and I don't know why, because they say as you get older, you should understand. Now I'm not understanding. I actually just ended the relationship because you told me that you loved me.
Okay. Sorry. We are learning some of these things now. We don't believe. I personally don't believe anybody can love at 16.
To understand, how do you know that you love your parents, and how do you know that you don't just feel obligated to do certain things because they are your parents? Like, it's tick for tax. We pay your school fees. I mean, obviously I should wash your shoes and do your bed and do things for you. I mean, you pay my school fees. But do you understand what I'm saying?
But we know we love you.
How do you even know? You see, but that's the kind of thing
It's true, Sha.
I can't
we just
understand.
know.
Have my own. Right?
Do you know how
Like,
you know
maybe
you love
do
your
not
child? When you have
But
not
that's why
carried your child
sometimes-
one day and carried and go and
And
give to
when-
orphanage. That's when you know. Well, sometimes children will annoy you to the point you're like, you know what? Let me just carry this child and go and dump in the dustbin. Once you can make sure that you raise your child from zero to hero, I think you love that child. I think that qualifies as. Do you know what children do? They will run you migraine. One day you wake up and say, you know what? I'm not even doing this raising of children thing again. In
Did
fact,
your parents not run you migraine? It happens.
yeah.
Like,
You're right.
everybody-
This is deep though.
everybody-
So that
Children-
guy you broke up with because we said you didn't love him. Are you back together?
We're not back together, but we're all right. We talk.
Now, do you think you loved at 16? Be honest. Don't lie. You be honest now.
Happened, like, maybe I didn't feel it because the thing kind of ended more on my part. Like, it was me who kind of cut the cord. Maybe I didn't feel it, but I was starting to feel it. Like, months later, I was like,
If it
When
took you
did-
months
when
to
did I-
feel, then it's not love.
no. Like, you can't say then it's not love. I have a programming that wasn't my own. I didn't program myself this way. I just thought I was doing the right thing based on things.
Let me tell
I
you,
have
if it is
heard
love, you will know.
I did-
If it is love, you
You can't
will
love-
know. Your
But, like-
parents will not be able to break it.
But that's the thing. What do we know and what do we not know when
Everybody
it
saying
comes
you
to
like
being
him. Let me invite
programmed?
one or two people. Let's just invite one or two people. Let's hear what they have to say.
See, at the end of the day, I'm 19. Like I said, I'm going on 20, and I still don't know if I know what love is.
It will take a while. It's not everybody. Let me tell you, some people will not be able to fall in love. Some people never fall in love. All right, we have somebody here. Hello. Can we
sir.
see your face?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. First of all, how old are you? So we know what generation you are in. Are you closer to her?
Oh
to
no,
me?
I'm old enough that it freeze. I'm old enough that it freeze.
Why don't you like
I have
telling
a-
your age?
I have a daughter that is 12 going to 13, so I'm old enough.
All right.
I'm old enough.
So what do you think? What do you think about what she's saying? Guys, send us an invite to be a part of this. So guys, what do you think? What do you
I
think?
think I agree. I kind of agree with what she has said, but in my own opinion, though, I believe that you should have a similarity, compatibility in some certain ways. However, your individuality as well plays a major role as well. Because you find out that some people goes into a relationship, they don't even know themselves. You understand? It's just what the other person is feeding them, that's all they know. They've lost their identity. You understand? They can't even identify what they like, what their interest is. You get what I'm trying to say? So I think going into a relationship, first of all, know yourself. Know who you are. Identify yourself. Know what you like. Know what you stand for. You understand? Then, when you go into a relationship, when you want to go into a relationship, have some certain compatibility, some certain similarities. It might not be 100. Nobody is 100%. Nobody is saying 100 here. You understand? But to some certain degree. Don't just go into a relationship and assume that at the end of the day.
Else, we understand what you are saying about that. Do you think a 16-year-old can fall in love?
Yes, I think so. Depending on how he or she was raised. Yes, depending on how he or she was raised. Yes, I will take you back to the rainbow model as well. Yes, I think.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
And we have somebody else here. Tabitha, is that you?
Yeah, hello. It's Tabitha.
Hi, Tabitha. I want to bring somebody else.
Hi.
So, Tabitha, what is your take?
Okay. Well, my take, it depends on who that 16-year-old is. For instance, someone will maybe 30 and not be as matured as a 16-year-old. So it depends on how mature that 16-year-old is. And I can say that a 16-year-old can actually fall in love or can be in love. However, if that 16-year-old is not matured enough, she might not be able to really discern between love and infatuation, because most times at that age, it is mostly infatuation, mostly lust, mostly just waste of time, I would say. But it depends, like I said earlier, it depends on how mature that person or both people involved. It depends on how mature they are. Someone can fall in love at 16. Yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you very much. What about compatibility?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Compatibility. In the first instance, you will not know how compatible you are until you've spent a little while with yourselves. Because to say the fact, you can't know you would not know 100% what the person is or who the person is. Like, for instance, somebody that is married for a couple of 10 years, 20 years, there are still things that they are getting to know, like new things that they're getting to know from their partner that they never knew before. So I think you can't just know if you're compatible with someone, maybe a couple of days or a couple of years. It's a learning process. You need time to really know how compatible you are. Now, you will not wait those years to know if you want to actually settle down with this person or not. Within few months, you will be able to know if you can actually deal.
Sorry, a second, sir. Give me a second. Let me just move to where you could see me properly.
All right.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, you will be able to know if you're if you're able to deal with that person's differences, and if you will be able to live with it within, let's say, a couple of months.
Okay.
And then you would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have a guy here. Thank you, my darling sister. Thank you for joining us. That was Tabitha.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah. So we have a guy. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Akeem by name.
Okay, Akeem.
Yeah. Actually, basically, what we're really talking about here, we need to be sensible with each other and we need to be reasonable with each other. First, let's start from the word love, right? Love itself has to be defined. And when we're defining love, it's basically not meant for youth. It's not meant for teenagers. I can't even say a 16-year-old is a youth. A 16-year-old person is a teenager. So what are the sense of reasoning? What do they really have? What are their emotional capability? What do they even know they are doing? Do they even know they are doing the right thing? Or do they even know they are right from wrong? Because a teenager between 13 to 16-year-old, basically 16, because we're talking about 16. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, we're talking about 16.
Okay, now, we're talking about 16. 16 is still a person that still listens to parents' instructions, that still needs parents' guidance. And when we expose them or when we advise them to love, we are damaging a lot of things in them. Because when they're emotionally down, it affects their studies, it affects themselves, it affects generally everything about them. And we will later find out that we are the one encouraging them for things that are not supposed to be. For example, okay, a girl of 16-year-old that is meant to be in institution, maybe 100 level or probably 200 level, already falling in love. Okay, who do we know they are falling in love with? And what do they even know it is called love? Probably somebody's just out there taking advantage of their teenager, their teenage. So what I want to say in summary here is, even if they are doing it, it is not being advisable. And they don't really have this brain for it. And when we're not talking about compatibility, yeah, when we're talking about compatibility, to me, when it comes to love, I hope we're not talking about 16-year-old this time around.
No, normal couple, a married couple, or a couple in a serious relationship.
When we're talking about that, I just feel no one is compatible in anywhere. There's only one thing we need to learn, and which is what? Tolerance. When I can tolerate you, when you can tolerate me, right? We can put our differences aside. You know my likes, you know my dislikes. Then like, okay, fine, okay. Before I met you, you're not a smoker before, and as you can see, I have what's it called? Asthma.
Oops! Wow.
Good. Oh shit.
Why would you say good? Who said good?
There's something I want to say now.
All right, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Okay. So if you I apologize for saying good. That sounded so mean. but when he was talking about like, oh, it's not advisable to encourage your children to fall in love. And then those that actually do fall in love were not encouraged to do so. They do. You can't help it. You can't even help falling. It's not such control. You don't even like the person you're falling for. And it's not about the word being love. It can be crush. Now they say just a crush. You even simply just like the person. Anything can make you emotionally, and you start lacking in your education. So it's not just, we encourage them to fall in love. And do you know that you can be liking someone, he didn't break your heart. The only thing breaking your heart is the fact that he didn't like you back. And that's really painful. He didn't do it.
All right, let's invite our guest to talk so we can round off, because it's getting kind of late and I have to preach tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And
they said 16-day bad though. Please, at what age is breakfast not bad?
All right.
Hi, Dad. Let me quickly say something.
All right, let the other lady come. The other lady came before you, so please just wait. Let her say something. All right,
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't normally like to request, but because it's a Yala, she's very intelligent, and I love her. It makes sense in everything she's doing. She's saying, now I'm calling from Manchester in United Kingdom. So sometimes most of your topics depends on the environment you are. So we can't combine both environments. We can't combine Nigeria and UK or other part of the world. But like I said in my message, in Scotland, because I lived in Scotland for 4 years before I came to Manchester, in Scotland it's legal to marry at 16 because They don't see you because your age. Somebody, the other guy that just left said it will distract their study. It will distract their this and that. No. Last week, my 13 years old daughter was talking about how she would love to be, how she would love somebody to propose to her. There is already fantasy behind these things. They see
But is that
things.
right? At 13, should be what is
Why
what
is
should
it
on your
wrong?
mind be proposal?
Well, she asked me, how did I get proposed? Did I get a ring? Did my husband went down on his knee? That's a trend for now. And in our time, we don't see all those things like it has to be done. It makes them feel like they're on top of the world. But what I'm saying is, Iyala is at the age where she needs to start.
I understand Yella at
Explore-
19, 20. But I personally don't believe you can fall in love at 16. It is lost. Let's tell
had a
ourselves
crush.
the truth.
I had a crush on my husband now when I was 16.
Okay, well, I'm a 16-year-old, and I'm going to tell you what's
When I had a crush for my husband.
Your own might
Lost.
not have been lost. It might have been confusion.
But we got married at the end of the. I got married, I divorced, and when I saw him again, the same feeling that he feels, the same feeling. After 30 years, I saw my first crush. I still felt the same, and now we're married for 6 years, and no drama. I didn't even know things like marriage can be drama free like this.
Hey. All right.
So,
Let the
yeah,
other lady talk
some
because we're running
point,
out of time.
take it slowly, like don't rush. Take it slowly. Follow your heart.
All right, we have another lady. I just want to please kindly do this in 2 minutes so we can end it all. It's a learning process. Like I said, personally, I don't believe a 16-year-old. I've had quite a lot of experience. I don't believe a 16-year-old understands what love is. But of course, it's open to discussion. Yella, we're going to have this conversation when you are 30 and you look back at 16 and then ask yourself if what you had was love.
Can I say something? It's not like I stopped catching feelings at 16.
You
Stop
can catch
being
feelings
involved.
does not mean it's
Wait,
love.
now that
You need to be able to
Exactly.
put things in boxes, labels. Catching feelings does
Yeah.
not mean love.
okay.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have taken a bullet? Would you have given that boy your kidney?
Do you know? I thought about it. Do you know? I'm so sorry. Do you know that in my heart, I swear to God, I would. But do you know why I can't? Because are you going to let me give him my kidney? Daddy, answer.
Of course not.
Daddy, no, Daddy.
Why
Can
are
I
you
give
giving
you my
somebody else's child your kidney?
Thank-
Please.
Thank
But
you.
if
Thank
you can really
you.
tell us that you
You might-
genuinely were ready to give him your kidney, you are ready to
I-
lay down your life for him, then that is love. If you were able to at 16, fine. I'm not sure
You don't-
I was capable of that at 16.
Now the problem is that the word is love. I caught feelings for a guy at 16. I am growing older. I have caught feelings for more guys. I'm being involved in whatever it is with guys at an older age and still compare them to everything that guy was when I was 16. And I was 16 and I'm getting older, meeting new guys at my new age. But it's like this 16-year-old boy, like 3 years ago, is still better than them. And I don't know why.
Now, let me explain something to you, yeah. In
Please
retrospect, looking back, you can say, oh wow, this guy was good. But at that 16, you were not mentally ready for love. I don't believe you were. Personally, I don't believe you were. It doesn't mean like tomorrow you cannot meet the guy in another place and what you were watering then with small drops of water, you can now let a rainfall pour on it. That I agree. But at that 16, personally, you might think is love. That's why I said we'll have this conversation when you are 30. Then we'll now
That's
look
what-
back.
I don't know. And what I did was, I don't think this thing is love. I told you, that's why I said, I
Yes.
don't think this thing is love. And then he was like, he was okay with the fact that I might not feel the same way. He was like, but I shouldn't tell him how to feel. But he was like, it's okay if you don't feel the same way. Like, he could give me time. Like, we don't have to love each other at the same time, that kind of thing. But I was just looking at it like, no, bro, you really don't know what you're saying. Do you understand? Like, it was just a mentality that it was just impossible. Like, you just can't love me, you're 16. And when I think of the reason why I said you can't love me, it now doesn't make sense. If I had any other reason, maybe it would make sense. But the only reason is you're 16.
I
So
agree
you
with
can't-
the fact that age alone, but also you are not a particularly experienced. Come here, is here. You are not a particularly experienced 16-year-old, so love would have been a
Yeah.
bit dangerous. By experience, I mean exposure. You know, some people now frustrate. They raise them. They don't. They take care of
Wait,
themselves from a young age,
wait,
so they
wait, Daddy,
understand
need to be
life.
exposed. So is there not a first time for falling in love?
There is, but I don't believe. I may be wrong.
My-
That's why I said this matter, we cannot solve it here. We'll solve it when you are 30. We'll sit down and we'll ask ourselves, hey, that love you said you had, do you really think is love now after what you've been through? After you've now lived life, you've understood what it takes to actually love. Now, was that love? I guarantee you, I can put money on you saying, which love? What love? Fire. We have one more person. Let me take this and then we put this to an end. Thank you very much, Yella. You always make us think about things that we normally don't think about, but now we are feeding our minds. Okay, wow, this is a possibility. Oh, okay. So my darling lady with dreadlocks,
Yeah, I don't
please
even know what to
introduce yourself
actually
and tell us what your own take is.
that you can be 30 and even get married and not love. That
No, marriage
person
does
is
not. It's
crazy.
not in Nigeria, especially. Marriage is not determined by love. Let's allow this lady to talk, or else.
Yeah. Supposed to be mature.
First of all, love should be defined as a very deep affection that you have for someone, for something.
Okay.
How can a 16-year-old girl or a boy be in love when you are supposed to be thinking about your school? When you're supposed to be thinking about the food you eat? Forget that you are coming from a rich home. There are so many things that you are supposed to be thinking of. Yes, Yella. You don't even, let me tell you, when I was 16, I don't even know if I love my mother. Aside that she was a street person. My mother, yes, sir, I've told you this thing that I sent it to you through voice note. When I was 16, I don't even know if I love my own mother. It was when my dad died, I started knowing that I love my mother. Okay, when I was in Libya 2017, I got pregnant and I had to move in with my husband. I wasn't in love with this guy. I was not in love with this guy. But I had to move into this marriage because I don't want to be a single mother, because I don't want to abort this. Are you understanding? Okay, now we are in 2002. Now we are in 2022. I am in love with this guy. Now I am deeply in love with this guy. But when we started this journey, I was not in love. Because aside this, he's doing everything possible but I was showing him that I was in love. I was covering myself like I was in love too. Everything he was doing, I was reciprocating, but I was not in love. Because I can simply say, "Dad, yeah, that's the truth." No, it's just the truth.
I understand. Yeah.
Right now, I am in love with my husband because he is my husband. Because I think maybe because I had no choice. But when I was 23, 22, I was thinking, I know what love is. And the person I was running after was running after another person. And I was madly in love with him. Do you understand? I was like a tail in the back of that person. And he too was like a tail in the back of another woman. So, first of all, let's know what love is. It's a very deep affection. Very deep, and deeper than the way we can even define it.
Of course.
And I'm saying, see, because we just think that you see something, Abi, or you see something for some time, you think you are in love with it. No. And sometimes love is just the real definition of lost, because you might think you are loving this person, but no, you are lost. You are just totally lost. So, firstly, for me.
All right,
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Hold on, guys.
What did you say?
Everyone, calm down. Everybody,
You
calm
can
down.
remember when
Calm
Daddy
down.
Chris said what he said in his
At this point, we have to
when
end.
they started this
I'm
marriage.
going to say something.
I'm still using it as an example. Your first marriage, you were in love with this one before you moved in. Your first marriage. I'm sorry for using this as an example.
I don't think I was
You were
in
in
love.
love.
In retrospect,
You said when you guys were in relationship, everything was working
okay.
fine, isn't
I thought it was love. I thought it was love, but now I realize it wasn't.
Thank you.
Maybe my mind is
You
all
think
fuzzy now
something
because
was
of what she put
yeah,
me
like
through.
that. No. Okay.
That's why I said
You know, you get
sometimes
the way
we
they go
think
put
it's
you
not
through
and
something,
we
you
are
don't go
lost.
remember anything again. Now how to run, now go day your mind.
That's why I said sometimes
But
we think we are
anyway,
in love and we are lost.
hold on, guys, hold on. Let me. I need to end this live. We've been on for so long, and the phones are dying.
No.
And since it was Yella's live, I'll just say, okay, you know what, Yella, you're
Yella.
gonna have the final.
You.
Hold on, you're gonna have the final word. So Yella,
Yes.
I hand over to you. Close the show.
Okay, so I'm going to close the show. Just because it's not love does not necessarily make it mean it's lost. You guys are talking about experience.
You
By
are
the grace
right
of
there.
God, I passed over being 16, right? I wasn't looking in his trousers. I liked this boy. It could have been love, doesn't mean it was lost. Do you understand what I mean? And because you're saying what's called, how can you be in love? Because you're meant to be chasing your future and chasing your books and chasing your teachers and everything. All those things are conscious efforts. You are not making a conscious effort to actually fall in love with someone. It happens. Are you consciously trying to like someone? No, but you're consciously trying to get a future secured for yourself. So it's not about, okay, I'm chasing my books. So how do I have time to... Like, I don't just agree with
Now, there's something Yella brought up, and that's a Nigerian problem. Nigerians think in black and white. If it's not love, it must be lost.
Exactly.
There's a whole degree of things between love and lust. Nigerians will say, if you are not going to heaven, you are going to hell. It's either black or white. It's either good or bad. Not knowing that in between that, you just made me realize, because once me too, I've always been a victim. Okay, if it's not lost, if it's not love, it's lost. It might not be lost. It might be a misplaced affection. It might be a confused state of mind. It might be the lack of understanding what love is. It might be transference. Maybe you are going through something with your parents, and what you are supposed to have to your parents, you are transferring it to somebody else. It doesn't have to be lost.
Exploring. You're still exploring. It's not like you're concluding.
It might be that you're exploring, but because your mind is limited, you don't have that much experience to fall back on. You are summing up your life and believing that it must be love. It doesn't mean it's lost. So guys, take your mind out of Yella. Thank you for that.
And opposite of love, by the way.
What?
People use it like lost isn't the opposite of love.
Lost isn't the opposite of love. Absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, this is as far as we can
when
go.
When I said lost,
yes.
When I said lost, I mean what I meant was, if it did not work out well, to me it is lost. Not probably that you lost something. No. Because if it doesn't work out the way, like if the love doesn't work out the way you guys planned it, of course it's lost. But not the loss that, I don't know the definition of love that you lost that you people are putting in. But since it didn't work out that way, to me, it's lost.
All right, guys. This is as far as we can go. You want to say something?
Something didn't work out. I'm just going to say something really briefly. Because it didn't work out doesn't mean it was lost. Some people come into your life not to stay in your life, but to impact your life. They are going to leave at some point. Doesn't mean that their time in your life wasn't meaningful. Didn't do something for you. So it doesn't mean that at some point somewhere someone didn't care. At some point somewhere there was love. So because it didn't work out doesn't mean
doesn't mean it was not it didn't work, does not mean that.
All right, guys, this is a very interesting topic. Thank you so much, Yella, for bringing it up, and thank you so much for throwing light on this perspective. We're going to do this again during the week, so guys, watch out.
Thank you, Yella.
It's going to be Daddy Freeze and Yella, and we're going to have guests too. Take care. God bless. And see you all next week.
Bye.